Yo, 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 what is going on, COD Familia? It is your boy BN. Today, we're going to be giving you the final KvK registration update now that the phase has ended to show you everyone at a certain threshold and above as I'm still compiling because it takes a while. Sadly, when you have not logged into a number of accounts for a long time, you end up having to go through what basically is a mini return welcome back message. And that just takes a little bit longer than I was anticipating to go through up to 255 kingdoms for this Gen 2 pool. So we're going to show you more or less the all the kingdoms that are at least at around 5 billion power and above. I'm going to continue working on it. And then again, I will port that over to the public version of the spreadsheet that will be showing off to you in a moment. And as always, if you do want to get access to that, join the Discord, link to that in the pinned comment description down below. And then you'll go to reaction rolls here. You'll go to the CallofDragons one in the middle. And then you'll scroll down, or you might not have to scroll down as much as I do, but you're going to click the header if it doesn't pop up. Go to COD data stats, and I've already pinned it here or updated it. So it's right here in temporary stats for you. Okay. At the moment, we have 149 kingdoms that have registered for Winter is Upon Us, and we have 47 that have registered for Calling of Courage. This makes 196 kingdoms that have registered out of this pool. Now, for those of you wondering, well, what is this pool? Well, to figure that out, you just have to go to Season of Strife and you go to pre-war. All the kingdoms here are in the Gen 2 pool. The Gen 2 pool is the largest KvK kingdom pool at the moment. And it has been for going on, I think this is its third season, I believe. Now, to review quickly some main stats, right? We have 255 kingdoms in the pool. Last season, there was 223. This season, we have 231 kings versus last season, 193, right? So you got 196 people that registered. Last season, there was 153 kingdoms that registered for Rise of the Dragon. Again, that is still the record for the most amount of kingdoms that have registered for a single season, but you could see Winter is Upon Us still came really close, only 4 shy. And actually, I think that this speaks volumes because of the fact that this many people still registered for something when a healthy, decent number of kingdoms still felt that they wanted to go for COC. So hopefully, this just means that we'll effortlessly break that record whenever Rise of the Dragons comes back, or whenever they introduce a season, if it ends up being the newest one, right, that people feel like, oh, this is the prettiest, shiniest thing, let's go and try that first. Okay, now, oh, that's my COC WIO comparison. So let's go right into the numbers. We're going to show you all the registration. I'm going to show you some stats here for what we have. So I have ended up pulling, I'm doing 1 billion plus power. I have to do this manually at the moment. Again, just until I get a new scan from Fuzzy. But I'm going through all the kingdoms individually, and basically, if the alliance is at 1 billion power or more, I'm adding up all the alliances that are at 1 billion power plus, and then putting that together. So I started that early this morning. I'm still going. I think I have about 50 or 60 kingdoms left, but the ones that I have left are pretty much all the ones at around 4.5 billion power and less. All the ones pretty much above that are done. And then I'm also basically handwriting 60 million, 100 million, and 200 million plus numbers. Again, I kind of have to skip it into a simplified version here, just simply because, again, it takes a long time. So here, though, you could see some new things where any of these ones where you don't see anything here, this is me going through. These are people that don't have kings. The ones that are here in orange that you're going to be seeing are potential rebuild kingdoms. Basically, these are kingdoms that did not have a king or queen, but now they do. That registration has ended. So again, for those of you that, enjoy a little bit of the history side of it, or just kind of, being able to see who's going where, I did actually see some laws people. I saw Quintity was at a kingdom. I'm not sure exactly which one it was. I'll have to look at it again, but I thought I saw some laws people that moved off and had went to a different kingdom. And I'm sure some others too as well. I would just have to go back and look at where they were compared to where they are now. However, you can see here, I stopped at 168. This is 212. And I ended up pulling everything here, right? As far as where they registered for. Now, there is going to be a what I think is a pretty big deal that we're going to get to in a moment as we work our way up the board. Oh, I can actually remove that too as well. You'll also notice that there's some kingdoms that have opted to skip. Now, I don't really understand. I don't get it why you would opt to skip. And I say that because when you're in the largest KvK pool, you are already prime and prepped to have the most balanced, to have potentially you have the highest percentage chance of having the most balanced and most fair matchup. And even if you're opting to not participate, it's more worthwhile to not participate in a KvK group that has similar powered players and alliances versus ones that are not. So I don't really understand why you would skip. It makes absolutely zero sense to me. Like, it doesn't matter if you're rebuilding. It doesn't matter if you're going through like some massive kingdom restructuring, because at the end of the day, you're either going to get paired in a very imbalanced group or a very balanced group, right? Like, those are the polar opposites. That's all it is. Doesn't matter if you're going to participate or not. You'd rather be paired in a group that is more balanced, because even if your kingdom is going through the absolute, shiitake mushrooms, is that you still have a better chance of actually participating and engaging and and even if you have some players that want to go out and fight versus going out and fighting it in an imbalanced KvK. So yeah, I don't understand it. The whole skipping thing makes no sense. And keep in mind, these are kingdoms that have kings and queens who can choose and opt on what to do. I just don't think there's a need. Like, the only reason I could see, if you even want to say there's one, is you want to skip to the next pool because maybe you want to go up against easier matchups, like just weaker kingdoms overall that maybe don't have as many, just don't have as much of a level to count as you. I guess that's probably the best way to put it. Maybe there's other reasons. That's, I guess, the one that comes to mind, because it also feels like that's the one that's usually talked about the most. But yeah. So again, one of these I told you, which was AVIC here from 226, they switched. They were in COC, and then they switched to Winners Upon Us before the season ended. Now we're at the active kingdoms here. You can see some of these kingdoms have skipped, right? JPLS, RS, LOC, or sorry, Chubb, 37, right? And then we work our way up a little bit more here. And then you could see VOC from 108, right? They opted to skip. And then we're going to work our way up a little bit more. And again, I'll port this over either probably tomorrow. I'll just basically port this over onto the new one. Okay. So now you get a couple, or like some stronger kingdoms now that have opted to skip. BPT from 250, DYH 163, Gen 32. I don't know. I don't get it. Like I said, I don't see any. I don't see any, and I'll say it like this: I don't see any overwhelmingly justifiable cause for why anyone would just need to skip, right? Again, unless it's something along those lines-ish that we just talked about. And again, maybe, I don't know, maybe there's something I'm missing. I guess I'm just not seeing it, right? Okay. Then let's get to the top 20. This is where I'm going to show you what I think is a pretty good move based on what we've already talked about. And what that is this. So GG from 68 switched last minute. They were COC, and then they switched to Winners Upon Us, which again, I think is the better move. And you all know I've stated this, been saying this for now my third video. I don't care which season people sign up for, what scenario you sign up for, as long as the majority of people sign up for the same season, if not up to everyone. Why? Because the more kingdoms that are in the same pool or in the same scenario that have registered have a higher percentage chance of having more balanced and fair matchups. Again, as we've reiterated multiple times so far, we saw this happen near beautifully within the last season for Rise of the Dragon amongst the Gen 2 group, or the kingdom pool. You saw the majority of the KvKs very balanced, very fair. The majority of the KvKs had up to everyone, despite maybe one or two, that had all the kingdoms make it to the final zone. We got long-lasting, sustainable PvP. Not as long as we'd like to have it, but we still got better than what it has been in, let's just say, multiple recent seasons, right? You could argue that the ROTD, Rise of the Dragon KvK storyline for the Gen 2 Kingdom Pool was the best one in recent memory, right? Probably, and I would argue, the most balanced and most fair for the number of KvK groups to date that we've seen in a KvK. So that's my whole thing. So again, that's why I think it's good that GG, even if they really wanted to do COC, I get that. But the fact that they went over to Winter is Upon Us, recognizing, I mean, now look at this, right? Now you have the top 18, well, arguably, right, the top 18, this is a soft top 18, because remember, this is when we pulled the migration permit score at the beginning on the first day. This has changed. Again, I have the most recent power pools from today, but I'll be showing that off in another video, and that's only because I haven't finished yet. I want to go through all the kingdoms first, at least for all the ones that have registered. So we'll maybe show that off tomorrow or the day after. But yeah, so this is where we're at. Now let me show you some quick numbers here, and we'll finish it off. So like I said, there's 149 kingdoms in Winter is Upon Us, 47 COC. There's 103 kingdoms that were at 1K points and above. Again, this is based on what we did for the third on that first day that migration had opened. So again, take that with a soft grain of salt or sand. 103 of those kingdoms are in Winter is Upon Us. 18 are in COC, right? So you're at, what is that, 6? Yeah, almost 6 times, almost a 6 to 1. And then you look at the top 20 and it's 19 to 1, right? 19 Winter is Upon Us, 1 for COC. So that's it for me on this one. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this one. Wanted to try and keep this semi-short. And again, if there's anything else you'd like to see on here outside of what I'm already pulling, especially if it's something I might be able to go back and grab decently quick. The one thing I will say, lastly, that I wish they kept is I wish that you could still see the migration points up until Brink of War, right? So like, So when it opens, right? So when registration opened or when migration opens up until registration starts or finishes, right? So once matchmaking phase starts, that's when the migration points go away. So we can't see those anymore. I wish you could see them, even if it's just for 24 hours after or up until Brink of War starts, or maybe up until the season starts, to where I can click on a kingdom, similarly to when I'm going in here. Oh no, I can't, dang. Rough life. Okay, I thought I'd be able to see one. But basically where I could still see the points, because I just think that would be nice so you could see like where the kingdom ended up. I just don't know if there's a way to see that. Well, let me see. I'm in Kingdom 5. I wonder if there's a way for me to like go in the kingdom. Will it show it if I go? Oh, okay. Look at that. So it will show it. I just have to do it the old-fashioned way. That sucks. So I'd have to actually go all the way into the kingdom to see what their points are, when before all I had to do was just go to pre-war, click on this, and it would show it right down here. Okay. Well, we can't all get what we want. Anyways, that's it for me. Let me know what you guys think on this one down below. As always, until next time, we'll catch you later.